once again, he is either the dumbest human being on the internet, he has absolutely no idea how to research or read anything, or this is all done intentionally to get the dumbest people on the internet to buy into what it is he's selling.
It would be one thing if we didn't have any records from the people who actually wrote the amendments to the Constitution. But we do. So recently, the Supreme Court ruled that birthright citizenship is a thing. And regardless of whether you're a foreigner, whether you're here legally, none of that matters. If you have a kid here in the U.S., it's a citizen. However, as I said before, we actually have the writing from the person who wrote the 14th Amendment. And here's exactly what he said in regards to who the 14th Amendment would apply to. This will not, of course, include persons born in the United States who are foreigners, aliens who belong to the families of ambassadors, or foreign ministers accredited to the government of the United States. So when the Supreme Court makes this ruling, they are just outright ignoring what was written by the exact same guy who wrote the amendment. No, you should not be able to be here as a foreign person, as an alien, and just pop a kid out and boom, citizenship. That's not my opinion. That is the opinion of the guy who wrote the fucking thing.
My God, I can't believe how dense you are. But once again, I think that it's not density. I think that it's purposely done. Those aren't his writings, genius. Those are notes from congressional debates. People in Congress go to the floor and they debate aspects of the bill, aspects of the amendment, aspects of what they're trying to get passed. Those are the notes of what he said in the debate. Is that what made it into the fucking amendment? No, it isn't.
So recently, the Supreme Court ruled that birthright citizenship is a thing. However, we actually have the writing from the person who wrote the 14th Amendment. So when the Supreme Court makes this ruling, they are ignoring what was written by the exact same guy who wrote the amendment.
Reading two lines from a congressional debate and thinking that you're a constitutionalist. I wish I had that level of proud ignorance. First of all, you should probably know that these are the remarks made by Senator Howard on the floor in 1866. They're not the law, they're not in the actual text of the 14th Amendment, and they're not binding in any way. You see, Howard isn't the Congress. He's just one of the 72 senators who were serving in 1866. A lot of arguments are made by a lot of congresspeople about a pending bill. Should they all become the law just because someone made them? Second, you should probably also point out, but you didn't, that the rest of the debate discussed openly two classes of exceptions only: diplomatic immunity and tribal sovereignty, but not immigration status. Most importantly, and that's one of the things that is made clear in the Supreme Court's decision that just reaffirmed that birthright citizenship is today what has been since the very beginning, that the 14th Amendment simply constitutionalized a rule that already existed under common law, and that's the rule known as jus soli, which allowed anyone born in the United States to be a citizen. Oh, and since you're clearly not a constitutionalist, that is a rule that existed before the 14th Amendment, but as Justice Roberts pointed out, existed even before the United States existed, and was imported to our country from England, along with other constitutional principles like habeas corpus, a trial by jury, and due process. I know, all concepts that give people like you heartburn, but it is what it is. So did Senator Howard say this? Yes. Does that make this constitutional law? Not any more than when he said, hang on a second, I had bean salad for lunch, so we're going to have to pick this up in about 15 minutes. And for you, constitutional scholar, I hope this helps.
Unfortunately, it won't help him, but it might help other people who might consider listening to him. Folks, if you listen to the older millennial with any bit of seriousness, you need to have your head examined. He couldn't tell you the truth if his fucking life depended on it. I'm sorry. I should correct that. He can tell you the truth if he's pissed drunk and getting tased in the middle of the night. Then he can tell you the truth. Outside of that scenario, not an option for him.